So, here's project one that I'm doing today. I have a computer monitor. I've been sharing an office with my wife to do most of my music stuff, and she has her own monitors through her work that they let her, or they gave her to take home. So I had this monitor of mine here sitting upside down on my table that was in the office, but she had like her 3 monitors set up, so I just hooked it up to a USB bus so that when I wanted to use the office, I would just plug the bus into my computer. So I haven't touched this thing in, I don't know, a year, and I don't know where I put the power cord. So, but luckily, I looked at the rating on the back of this monitor, and it says it uses 19 volts at 2.1 amps, and I have a adapter that I don't know what the hell it goes to. I've been looking around for what it goes to, and it puts out 19 volts at 2.37 amps. Now that should work because this is only going to draw 2.1 amps, and it has the correct voltage. So they're both 19 volts. But this plug does not fit in here. But I found this does. I don't know what the hell it goes to either. It goes to a USB, some sort of old power cord. I don't think it was actually to this because I don't think it ever was a USB. I think it was like a power bank thing. And it's somewhere in my house. I don't know where it is. But if I dissect this, I should be able to wire this so that this output is connected to this transformer. So I'm going to dive into that now. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so I think I have everything I need here to do this. Right here is the power supply with the correct voltage and enough amperage to power my monitor. Here is the plug that fits into the monitor for some reason. I don't know what it's originally to. I have wire cutters. I have strippers. This is the kind I prefer much to the other kind. You can like rotate this thing and it changes it to the correct gauge wire. I don't know. It just worked to me. It works much better than the other kind, in my opinion. And I have electrical tape. So if I'm correct, I think there should just be 2 wires in there. There might be a ground wire too. So 3 wires that I need to cut, connect, and tape back up. Or you know what? I'm gonna need solder as well, or unless there is the type of wire that I can twist together and tape off. So we'll see. No time like now to break something for no reason. Just kidding, it's not for no reason. I'm gonna just cut it all the way at the end here from the USB. Here we go, it's off. It's official, I've officially broken it. Just kidding. For the most part. And then we've got this guy here. To strip this guy. So yeah, so this one, right, it's got the outer wire here. So the outer, and then there's an inside wire. And for this one, let's see what we have. My cat, new cat, Miss Baker, the biscuit maker. Hey, Miss Baker. Here we go. Perfect. Now we have a red and black. Black is usually common. So we have 2. So here's your first thing you might run into. Look, we have bare and white, and we have red and black. So what's what? And that's something I'm going to have to figure out. Okay guys, so let me show you what I'm going to do to test this out, right? So, like I said before, we have a white and a bare wire on the power adapter, and the plug that fits my computer monitor has red and black. Now, I was pretty sure, and I have already confirmed my suspicion that black is usually common, and white or red is probably going to be positive. And then this one though has got the white and the bare, so I assumed that white was positive and the bare was your negative. But you don't want to assume it's something and then break your electronics, so you got to confirm stuff. So to confirm it, I have my handy dandy multimeter. Now I also have special attachments that you can buy on Amazon, a pack, to be able to test voltage and continuity more easily with different types of connections, which I used here. That made my life a little bit easier up here, which just kind of lets me grab onto that little tiny wire. So the first thing I needed to do to confirm my suspicion was to plug this guy in, which I will show you, and with the multimeter set to 20 volts DC voltage, I can test the voltage that's coming out of this power supply. And I have to be very careful not to let the wires touch while I do it. Now, I am going to take the red. You have to make sure you get them plugged into the right slots too. Common is black, which I assumed the common is your bare wire here, and that the white is going to be your positive here. So now that these are attached and I'm making sure they stay separate, I'm going to plug in my power supply and check the voltage on the multimeter. And look here, we got a positive 19.5 volts, meaning my suspicions are confirmed. If it was a negative, that would mean that I had it backwards. So I was right. White is positive and the bare is the common. Now for the other end, I had to look this up, but the inside is supposed to be your positive, and the outer ring is supposed to be your negative or your common. So now I had a different specialized little tiny skinny one that kind of go in there and poke that in a ring. So I'm going to plug that into my multimeter now and change it to check for continuity, to make sure that inner ring is connected to the red. And the continuity will make a noise to confirm that this inner ring is connected to that red wire, which it is. And see, I touched the outer and it's not making a noise. That's how the voltmeter works. Now, so we can confirm that the outer ring, which we already know, the outer ring is going to be that black wire here, which is now connected to the multimeter. And you hear that beep. So, if you didn't know much about how multimeters work, there's two of the things you can use them for. So, we have now confirmed suspicions that I can splice the red and white wire, and then the black and the bare wire I will splice together. So while I'm splicing these wires here, I just wanted to say that, one of my goals with this channel is to encourage people to dig into electronics and see that you can fix things yourself if you take the time to understand what you're doing. But I also just wanted to add that you should always be careful. If you're not totally sure something's safe, don't touch it. And if you're not confident you won't mess it up, it's definitely worth slowing down, doing a little bit more research, or maybe asking help from somebody that does have more experience. And you can always reach out to me. I'll help if I can. But I don't know everything, and I do make mistakes too. for example, I thought I may have caused a small issue with the monitor here. It seems to have resolved itself, and I'm not certain that it wasn't pre-existing. And that when you first turn it on, it'll have like a blank screen with a line through it, and then you just turn it off and back on if you see that, and it works 100% of the time after that. So either way, it's just a good reminder that learning and mistakes go hand in hand, and that's kind of what I want to do in this channel is, share what I'm learning with y'all as I go along, because I'm not an expert, at least not yet. I just know enough to get my hands dirty, as they say. So now it is spliced and safely taped to prevent the negatives and positives from touching, which is all you need to test it out. Let's see if it turns on that monitor. It's working! It's working!